All right, welcome back to the channel. Subscriber Teddy Atlas throws Gennady Golovkin under the bus, and a whole bunch of Gennady Golovkin fans got right hot, and they should, because what Teddy Atlas said about Gennady Golovkin is not true, in my opinion. But let's talk about what he said about Gennady Golovkin, whether it's true or not, how that relates to Canelo Alvarez in this video. All right, welcome back. So, this is a fighter named Gennady Golovkin. If you think back a couple years ago, Gennady Golovkin was going to be, or was being touted as, the greatest middleweight champion ever. He was going to he tied the record of Bernard Hopkins in his 22, forgive me if the number's not 22, but just say the record's 22 title defenses of the of a major championship belt. He was the most avoided fighter in all of boxing. Andre Ward was scared to fight him, wouldn't come down to 160. Floyd Mayweather Jr. was scared of him. He wouldn't come up from 147 to 160. Gennady Golovkin, Gennady Triple G Golovkin was the man, right? No. Gennady Golovkin was always a bit of a hype job. Now, Teddy Atlas says, talking about this fight that Gennady Golovkin is supposed to be had, because if you pay attention to the boxing news, everybody's about to fight Canelo Alvarez next. My understanding is Billy Joe Saunders is about to fight Canelo Alvarez next. Gennady Golovkin and Canelo Alvarez fight's almost done. Whatever the case is, everybody's going to fight Canelo Alvarez. But there's serious conversations being had about Canelo Alvarez fighting Gennady Golovkin. The conversation comes up, from what I understand, and when Teddy Atlas is speaking about Gennady Golovkin, he calls Gennady Golovkin a shot fighter. I can only assume that means that he is not interested in a fight with Canelo Alvarez versus Gennady Golovkin. That Canelo Alvarez should fight somebody else. Plus, we've already seen the fight between Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin already. We saw the first one. We saw the second one. And I personally don't understand why in the world we need to see a third. There isn't any rematch clause out there that has to be enforced. Gennady Golovkin dug his own hole and he got buried in it. In the first fight, I thought was a very, very close fight between Gennady Golovkin and Canelo Alvarez. I had Canelo Alvarez winning, but the greatest controversy scandal in the history of boxing took place in that fight. Adelaide Byrd had a 118-110 scorecard. So we all know that meant that boxing, out of the mouths of Gennady Golovkin fans, out of the mouth, more than likely, I do believe Teddy Atlas and a whole lot of other people, that it was corruption, the greatest corruption in the history of boxing. Adelaide Byrd should be fired. She should never be allowed to walk inside. She should never be allowed into a Vegas fight again. She needs to be penalized, all of that, right? Because she had a 118-110 scorecard for Canelo Alvarez, as if Canelo Alvarez had not already been getting a bunch of calls, as if you didn't see the Erislandy Lara versus Canelo Alvarez fight, but nobody was crying about that, or as if you didn't see the Canelo Alvarez versus Floyd Mayweather Jr. fight, where Canelo Alvarez didn't win a round but got a draw on a card. Right? But all of a sudden against Gennady Golovkin, it's the biggest thing as ever, right? Do you hear any of the same energy coming from Tyson Fury in his Boar Gate or Glove Gate? No. That's something to be swept under the rug. That's just somebody that's just conspiracy theorists. It's just so long ago, but that's how much love they have for Gennady Golovkin, how special Gennady Golovkin is, that that when Gennady Golovkin is cheated, they believe Gennady Golovkin is cheated. It matters. Oh, it matters so much, right? When it was Erislandy Lara that got a bad scorecard, hey man, suck it up and move on, right? When it's Deontay Wilder, or whether it's when it's Tyson Fury that tests positive for performance enhancing drugs, and then he gets caught lying. Then the guy that helped him lie about it admits that he helped him lie about it. Hey, what's the reaction to that? Oh, big deal. It's water under the bridge. Yeah, so what if you see a knuckle? It's water under the bridge. But Gennady Golovkin? Oh no, you can't have 118, 110 for Gennady Golovkin. So anyway, in the second fight, Gennady Golovkin and Canelo Alvarez fight again. Gennady Golovkin is talking all kind of smack about him and Abel Sanchez, about how people don't want to see Canelo Alvarez fight like that, implying that he fights too much like a black dude. At least that was how I took what they said, right? That he's slipping and moving and running. That's not really how real Mexicans fight. If he stands there and trade, right? So Gennady Golovkin stood there. So Canelo Alvarez was like, okay, sure. He stood right there and stood right in front of Gennady Golovkin, didn't hardly move his feet, and Gennady Golovkin still couldn't hit him. I wonder, you know why that is? Because Gennady Golovkin is not that good. Now, that's where I have a problem with Teddy Atlas saying that he's shot. Okay? I don't believe that he's shot. I just don't think he was ever that good. Okay? If you look at Gennady Golovkin's record, Gennady Golovkin had problems with Danny Jacobs. There's a whole bunch of people thought that Gennady Golovkin got a gift decision against Daniel Jacobs. If he did pull it out, he got pulled out because he was lucky enough to knock down Daniel Jacobs once. What happened with is Daniel Jacobs a A-level Hall of Fame type fighter? No. He fought Canelo Alvarez, and Canelo Alvarez beat him just straight away, pretty easily. He got knocked off by Demetrius Pirog? Was he a Russian 160 pounder who wound up hurting his back and never coming back? Dude, there's been multiple people that have beaten Daniel Jacobs and did it, but yet Gennady Golovkin if Gennady Golovkin was that level of fighter, he shouldn't have had problems with Daniel. He shouldn't have had a problem with Daniel Jacobs. When he fought Deverenchenko, he didn't want to fight Deverenchenko to begin with, which is why he got stripped. And when he was forced, he got stripped heading into, I do believe that was heading into the Canelo Alvarez. I think was that heading into the Canelo Alvarez fight. But anyway, Gennady Golovkin got stripped of that IBF belt. But at some point in time, he refused to fight Deverenchenko. When it came back around and he had to fight Deverenchenko to get the IBF belt after Canelo Alvarez dropped it, then he had a life or death with Sergey Deverenchenko. I mean, maybe he's shot, but maybe he's just was never that good. Very good, but never that good. He's never been good enough to beat Canelo Alvarez, in my opinion. I don't understand why people thought that was such a robbery with Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin. Gennady Golovkin was missing shots left and right in the first fight. He's missing as much or more than he missed the second fight. The only difference was in the second fight, Canelo Alvarez just stood right in front of him, made him miss right there. And even then you had people crying, complaining about thinking Gennady Golovkin won that fight. Like, it's like an alternative universe. It's an alternative reality or something when things come to Gennady Golovkin. When Canelo Alvarez is fighting and getting decisions that he doesn't deserve, against Austin Trout and Erislandy Lara, hey, big deal, keep it moving. You know what I mean? But man, when he fought Gennady Golovkin, oh no, we got to fix this. We got to fix this because our guy lost. Anyway, so that's the whole Gennady Golovkin thing. And along with that, giving him all those, he won all these these championships, defended these titles all the time at welter middleweight, which is a complete and utter lie, because only thing he did, he wound up losing it in his 10th title defense. It wasn't 22, because he had the WBA regular belt, not the WBA super, which is the actual belt. Felix Sturm was the champion, was the championship, but just magically these people gave those accolades to Gennady Golovkin after the fact, as if Felix Sturm never existed. It's just that stuff is just amazing to me. But so now you turn coat and get mad at Teddy Atlas when he says that the man is shot, right? But that, in my opinion, is just a way to explain that the guy, you know, why he's having troubles. He's having troubles because he's fighting top level fighters. He's not fighting Daniel Gill. Okay. He's not fighting. He didn't fight Daniel Gill. He's not fighting Maurice Selecki, right? If he fights Maurice Selecki, he's going to knock out Maurice Selecki again. If he winds up fighting Curtis, what is it? Curtis, not Curtis Anderson. What is Curtis's name, man? Can't remember. Little short dude just moved down to 100. Curtis Stevens. You're not fighting Curtis Stevens, right? When you get up into those level of guys, man, that's when he had problems. It ain't that he's shot. It's that he's not. He just wasn't ever that good. Okay, so just suck it up and take it. Anyway, that's what Teddy Atlas had to say. It's hilarious watching all these people get ticked off at Teddy Atlas for saying it. But anyway, it is what it is. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.